Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka man of the people here, working for you to cover this Carolina Panthers first preseason matchup. Washington Commanders today, and Carolina Panthers were victorious in today's matchup. Final score in this game today: Carolina Panthers 23, Washington Commanders 21. We're 1-0. Good things, right? Well, no, we can't get too excited. We got to remember it is the preseason. So, in preseason game number one, but we will talk about our observations from today. And let me just say, there's three people already on this video before I started it. Now, I appreciate it, but I want to make sure I didn't do something wrong because I didn't go live yet. But Ali Broderick was in the comments. Appreciate you tuning in. Corey Kelly, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in. And then Felix Graham, you were also here before I started the broadcast. All right, it's time for Chris to take my mind off yesterday's surgery. I'm counting on you. Hey, Felix, let me know how you're doing since the surgery. I sincerely want to hear about it. You all were very supportive when I had my surgery and during the off season. You know, how about that report having all season surgery? So I love to hear how you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Getting a little bit closer to have the home studio set up. I know you guys remember the blue lights and the pitchers and the ball. So I kind of got things stacked up on. I'm trying to figure out which way to point on this side, right? Man, I can't point behind me. I can't figure out this reverse camera stuff. But you know, we're gonna casually talk about observations from today. And as always, man of the people, I love to hear from you all. So please ask me your questions. Got that name because I love working for you. So anytime you have a question about this Carolina Panthers team, please let me know. And let's not forget about the push to get to 5,000 subscribers, right? We want to get to 5,000 before the start of the season. So we got about a little over about 3 weeks left to go. A lot of good content here. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you already have subscribed to help other people find out about my Carolina Panthers content. And also hit the bell notification so that you can know when I'm live so that you can come on and ask some questions. All right, so let's see if I can do this in some good order here. Let's go ahead and so what happened today, Coach Rule?
Obviously happy to get the win. More importantly for us, a lot of good things that I think that we can build off of. Our one offense was 2 for 2 on their 2 drives, scoring against their one defense. So we got good work versus a really good defense.
So there you go. Foremost, happy to get the win today. Offense, the Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold both did pretty decent today. So let's go ahead and talk about that. The quarterback matchup, no doubt the biggest story of this preseason, and will be until they name the starter, and honestly will be after they name the starter, because this is a league that's driven by the quarterback. So let me see if I got the stats right for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Look at that. I'm cut off in the back. I'm in the background. You see that? You guys forgive me. Anyway, at least you know I'm in a live, right? I'm moving in the background. Let me stop being silly. So you had 4 guys. 4 guys? You did have 4 guys. I don't know why that's astonished me, because mainly I was thinking about the 3 that would make the roster. But you see, Baker Mayfield was your starter out the gate. He went 4 for 7, 45 yards, had a 6.4 yard average, and a 76.5 passer rating. So out of the 3 guys that went today, statistically, Baker's like, he's kind of like didn't stand out. But in that 4 for 7, let's keep in mind that he took a shot downfield to Robbie Anderson. Beautiful pass, beautiful 50-50 ball. Just didn't work out in Carolina's favor, but that was a very nice attempt. And it was the first plays of the game. You had him out there, and he looked pretty good, right? He looked pretty good. But let's look at the stats of Sam Darnold. Sam didn't throw as many passes, so I mean that could be, if you want to be nitpicky, that could be an advantage between the two. Is, hey, he didn't have to go that far. He had the team already on his heels, but he also went with the second team offense. So Baker Mayfield, in his first possession, he converted some third downs. Very important that he converted some third downs. And Baker Mayfield also used his legs during this game to move the ball down the field. So Baker Mayfield looked pretty solid today in his extended drive, opening drive. You love to see an opening drive score. You could ask for a better script for Baker Mayfield, but then Sam Darnold came in and said, "Hey, I'm going to make the most of my opportunity as well." Throwing for a touchdown pass, putting points on the board. Baker Mayfield was not able to do that. And then having another series where he came out and really, through no fault of his own, a lot of pressure. He just didn't get the opportunity. When Sam came out there, the next group, did I write it down here? I didn't quickly write it in my notes, so I don't want to take up too much time from there. But Sam was 2 of 3, 16 yards and the 1 TD. And then next up was P.J. Walker. Is P.J. Walker going to make this team? Do you think he's going to make it? I don't think P.J. Walker is going to make it, and I don't think that P.J. Walker can do much to make this team just because of what he's up against. You know, he's up against Baker and Sam. You don't want to just let go either one of those guys. And then Matt Corral, well, you just drafted him. So, you know, P.J. Walker, just by the nature of the competitiveness and everything they have going on, looks to be the odd man out, but he could be auditioning for his new team. So PJ, 10 of 19, 136 yards, 7.2 yard average. He got sacked twice, so he was only of the I keep forgetting that there's 4. I don't know why I'm doing this today. But he did have 2 sacks today and had a passer rating of 75.8. So PJ Walker, to me today, he showed still like the good PJ, the bad PJ, the throw the ball down the field, nice scrambling PJ, and then throw the ball on like a 4th and 1, was it? When you could have clearly just ran for it. The pass that you were trying to connect to was very tight, really good coverage. So you saw some bad decisions by PJ, but you also saw some good athleticism and some good balls that were thrown by PJ. But next up, you had Matt Corral. Statistically, easily had the worst game of the day. 1 for 9, 11 yards, 1.2 yard average. Now I'm going to give you all a chance to let me know why you think Matt Corral had the worst performance of all these quarterbacks. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and check these comments. We'll see what we got going so far. Chris Johnson, what's up? Alec Oven, what's up? Alex said, I thought the QB looks good, no interceptions. So they did not have any interceptions, and they all did have their moments. Nobody looked terrible except for Matt Corral. I'm not going to say my comment on Matt yet because I'm giving you all a chance to leave those comments, but I'm going to come to it pretty quickly here. Barno, Shy, and Brandon Smith looked good, though. Good, too. Yeah, Shy Smith did look good. I noticed, I believe it was at FanFest, that Shy Smith was getting some early reps in with the ones. And I made note of that. What was FanFest? Thursday? And sure enough, you know, Shy's getting his opportunity today, getting some early reps in the game with the ones. And he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. So we'll talk more about those in a moment. All right, so I didn't see any comments that came through. Let's see. Octavia said PJ played good. On Baker's drive, he had just as much pressure as Matt got. Matt just looked not so good. Oh man, he didn't have just as much. Now he did have to scramble, and he did have a little bit of pressure, but he had nowhere near the pressure that Matt Corral had. Matt Corral had extremes amount of pressure, and they had a lot more blitzes that they were throwing at Matt. If you look at that closely, you know, Baker may have faced pressure just from the front line, front 7, but Matt was facing blitzes, multiple blitzes while he was back there. So they did get pressure, but it was a lot more intense pressure that Matt had to deal with. You said Robbie dropped that ball. I hear you. They might need to keep PJ if they trade Sam. Now that is absolutely something to be aware of if the opportunity does come up to trade Sam. And, you know, if they both have a good preseason, I think that only helps the case because I'm thinking as I say this, do you want to have both Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold on this roster all season? Because it's still only going to be one of them midterm, even, right? It's either going to be one or the other. So, and again, I'm thinking about this as I do this video and talk to you guys. Maybe it is a good thing if they both have a good preseason. Obviously, one needs to set themselves apart and do even better. And then you get some trade opportunity for Sam. And now you got some assets to help out other parts of your team with Baker, Matt Corral, and then PJ Walker. But then again, as I say that, I don't know about the backup situation though, because you want your backup to not make the team fall off a cliff, right? You don't want there to be a huge drop between your starting quarterback and your backup quarterback. You want your backup quarterback to come in and just be able to maintain. If PJ Walker's your backup, I know he won some games for us last year. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could try to leverage his athleticism. And if Matt Corral is your backup, maybe you're putting him under fire. So I don't know how to finish that thought. I won't talk forever on that. But Octavius, good comment there to bring up that and have me go through my current thoughts. So let me go ahead and not delay this any further. Matt Corral, in my opinion, today, his bad game was a lot due to the pressure that he had. I've kind of already hinted about it and spoke about it. The blitzes he had, not only did he have pressure from the line, but he also had pressure from blitzes that were coming in. I mean, and getting just nearly clotheslined on one play. I mean, these guys are getting pretty physical with him, and then trying to ripping his helmet off. I mean, you have plays like that. The guys are coming at you. They're coming at you pretty hard. So, and Coach Matt Rule spoke about this, and I agree 100%. That game kind of went like this really quickly for the Carolina Panthers. Part of the reason why I got like that is because during training camp, so much effort is spent, or so much time was spent on the ones getting reps, on the twos getting reps, and threes get reps, but not nearly as many as the ones and the twos getting reps. So with that being said, these guys go from getting, I think, suddenly getting ramped up with a bunch of reps. The last practice in Spartanburg on Wednesday, that was dedicated to the threes. Fan Fest on Thursday. I forget how well that was not mixed up. But then you got your first real game type action. And as a three, you didn't play much all training camp. And now you're playing an entire half of football, if not 3/4 for some guys that were out there. So they got a little tired, and I'm sure that didn't help them out too much. You can say, well, Washington had to do the same thing. Well, I don't know exactly what their personnel was. Out the entire game, but I know their ones played for a good quarter and a half, if you will. All right, let me continue to go through these, and then I love to spend time in the comments. Got another video clip for you.
Spencer Brown. I've been talking about Spencer. I thought Spencer, came in and looked good. We obviously made a commitment that, hey, we were going to come in and throw the ball a little bit today to see what the quarterbacks can do. I thought Derek Wright, he's kind of always in the right place at the right time. Higgins, he's a veteran player, but he made a lot of plays when we needed him to. So I thought those guys looked good. You can't really comment on the line play until I kind of watch the tape, so I'll have to see where those guys are.
All right, so there's Coach Matt Rule breaking down his standout guys from today's preseason practice. Today's preseason game. Got a few more stats that I want to share everything go over you really quickly today. Receivers, again, Shi Smith, he only had 2 catches, but he had 5 targets. He looked pretty good in his action that he got today. Giovanni Ricci, to me, was a big surprise and did exceptionally well. 4 receptions on 4 targets, 36 yards, looked pretty solid. Keith Kirkwood, like to see him doing good things. He was 3 for 6, got hurt on one play, was able. I'm not sure if he returned or not, but Keith Kirkwood had a pretty good game today, and then Derek Wright as well. And then you see Robbie Anderson down there with the big old zero. No big deal on that. Let's not jump all over Robbie for that one pass that you would have loved for him to have caught from Baker, but he did not catch. All right, he had two guys over him, and we're still in the preseason, week one, so it is what it is in that regard. So let's, without further ado, work our way through these comments, and we'll continue to dive deep into this team and make more analysis as we have some good meat. I think, Coach said that after week 2 preseason game versus New England Patriots is when things will start to get more clear about starters, quarterback situations, and a lot of big decisions being made. And I agree, because this is a reporter that watches this team every day, going to the practice. It's right now, it's still just not yet enough information to give you a lot of good meat and potatoes. But this week, with the second week and having that practice with the Patriots all week, should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and run through these comments. All right. I'm just trying to find my point of where I left off. Icky is light years away from being a good left tackle, with Miles coming week one, need to get the other guy all the reps. Okay. So for me, I have to go back and watch the tape a lot to look at the linemen. They're the hardest ones for me to look at during the game, because it's just so crowded up in that area down in the trenches. But I appreciate your comment there. All around good game, except the third string pass rush. Yeah, it fell off a lot at that point. I'm surprised they're not talking about Shi Smith more. So Andre Cunningham. So Shi Smith has been talked about recently, and Coach Rule said that Shi has been coming along really well. And the big thing for Shi Smith is staying healthy. You obviously saw him getting some reps also on special teams, and I'm sure that's just seeing how he, continue to get him looks, because obviously Andre Roberts is going to be our guy on special teams in the back, but you still would like to see what all Shi Smith can do. And Coach Rule said if he just stays healthy, he had some good developments last year, but if he stays healthy, we'll certainly make this 53-man roster and be able to contribute. So that's what Coach Rule said is a big key for Shi Smith going into this season. Octavia says PJ played good. Now PJ, his first pass just went out route, just went well over the receiver and into the stands. I'm not saying the stands, I'm sorry, into the players on the sideline. He had some decisions where that fourth, I believe it was 4th and 1 near the end of the first half, wasn't a good decision. But he still had some pretty good balls. I don't expect him to be perfect, but he did fair. I'd say fair. He did not do bad. This is in reference to Matt Corral. No blocking. Also, the game is too fast for him right now. Yeah, Baker Mayfield said in the post-game press conference about how difficult and complex Ben McAdoo's offense is. Baker's been in the league many years, and for him to say that means it's difficult, it's complex. Now you take a guy that's a rookie out of college, and then you put him in there to run this complex offense, and then he has blitzes coming at him for his first time in the NFL. Then yeah, you could do some things not so eloquently, not so gracefully. So I believe Matt Corral today was just a victim of circumstances. He's a pro. He knows that's how he was going to get introduced to it. And hopefully there'll still be some opportunities for everybody to continue to grow. And, and I'm sure we'll see Matt grow. Today was just, to me, what you would expect to see from Matt in his first game as a pro, especially with this Ben McAdoo offense. He thought he got happy feet. That pass should have been, I'm not sure you said hospital pass, not sure. Oh, maybe you're talking about I'm not sure what you're talking about there completely, Alec. Icky didn't look so good. Icky's technique does need work. So I didn't get a chance to watch Icky Obviously, some of you were able to keep an eye out on Icky. Did he struggle in pass protection or run blocking, or was it both that you all saw? Corral is a better fit than PJ in the long run. Foreman didn't really impress. No, let me see Foreman's stats from today. I didn't do the rushing stats. Yeah, Foreman did not impress at all. But Chuba Hubbard also didn't impress that much either. I mean, the run game today was not impressive, to be honest with you. Yeah, the run game wasn't that impressive today. Definitely not PJ. Matt needs this year to develop. I guess that's in terms of talking about the quarterback play. But I think it's PJ. He's not a backup. He's a competitor. Kind of lost what you were looking at. Sam Howell looked great. Sam Howell did look great. I know he's a local guy. So, and you can say he was playing against the threes, but still, if you take his threes against our threes, he still did very well. And he shook, man, I forget which player it was, but he took off. It was like one-on-one, and he did a little, and one of our guys just went on skates off the screen, and he went and got a touchdown. So not only did he do a good job with the scrambling, but Sam Howell's passes look good. So Washington may have got themselves a steal there with that selection. Oh, he's competing for. Oh, the Keith. So earlier, the comment that I read about a hospital pass, and I believe, yeah. So this was. I thought Corral got happy feet. Also, that hospital pass should have been a low throw. So that is Alec talking about the Keith Kirk. Yeah, but still, putting things in perspective. First time out, lots of things going through his mind, and to say, hey, I'm sure it does help. Hey, go a little low if you're throwing it over the middle and you see some guy coming, so the guy can kind of protect himself a little bit more. Sure, receivers appreciate that, but it wasn't high. It wasn't like sky high where he was just fully exposed. But I think it was just one of those things that's just part of playing football, because it was still, about like here, because when he got hit, it was like right here in the shoulder. It was a good shoulder-to-shoulder hit. So unfortunate, but looks like he's going to be good to go. Their threes make me better, but our ones and twos are better. I'll take that. I like that. Step on that like button, viewers. Donna, I appreciate you so much. Always supporting the channel, always helping me to get those likes, those subscribers. Are we at 5,000 yet? What? If you're watching, come on, hit the subscribe button, man. It's free and helps me. If you have enjoyed the interviews, and there's going to be more, Steve Wilkes, Brandon Smith, who had a good game today. Brandon Smith looked good. Cade Mays, and I got more coming for you. Maybe not this week because they're up in New England, but next week I got more coming for you. It's going to be worth it. And even though I will not firsthand be in New England this week, I will be doing everything I can to have my ear to the ground and cover this team. But I'm going to have some guests come on to help me continue to bring you some actual eyes and experience and viewpoints on the practices that they're going to have up in New England this coming week. All right, so C-Dog is unhappy about PJ Walker. Hold on, let me get this off here. Is unhappy about PJ Walker, Matt Rule, and wasn't impressed with anything today. And, my kids may be watching C-Dog, so, that's the only reason I'm not showing your comments. We like to keep the comments good and aggressive, but just PG rated if you could. But he says hit the like button as well. I appreciate it, C-Dog. Brandon Smith should be middle linebacker. You know what? So here it is. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it. Watch my Brandon Smith interview. Pretty cool dude. Pretty cool interview. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, go over to YouTube, Google Brandon Smith Charlotte Vibe, and the interview will come out. Really cool dude. Gotcha. Corbett was kind of letting pressure happen. It was coming. It's all right, C-Dog, man. You can get emotional. You can have some passion. It happens with the passion. I get it, man. You're passionate about this team. There's no problem there. Understanding the passion. So that's really going to be it for today. Again, I'm not going to overly analyze and chop up this preseason game. Other than I'm happy that they got the win. Matt Rule wants to build a winning culture, and ultimately preseason games do not matter. But I think getting this team in year 3 with so much pressure, they know it's on their coach, so much pressure to perform, so many better pieces than we had last year. Let's win some preseason games and continue to build on that happiness, right? So congrats to Matt Rule, Carolina Panthers, 1-0 this preseason. Next matchup will be against the New England Patriots. That'll be Friday night in New England. Let me make triply sure that I said that right, that it's Friday night. You guys will correct me if it's not. That'll be Friday night in New England. And appreciate everybody for joining me here, all right? Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People, which always means what? Let me know what I can do for you. Questions for players, coaches, or myself. I'm here for you. All right, so I'm taking off for now. Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe from somewhere in Charlotte.